questions for Coach.
You already mentioned it. Was that one of those strangest games you've ever been involved in?
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to think of a unique game in the last 9 years that we've had. I mean, the one thing that comes to mind is that one, the game we won against Northern Michigan, where there was like a second left and we just turned and flung it on the net. But that game didn't have the stuff that this one did. You know, like I said, we felt like we were playing pretty good early, and we had some chances, and maybe the first period's different if you score early, but then they come down and score on the first shot, and then you're trying to fight through it, and then they come down and score a little bit later. Next thing, I mean, you're looking up there and it's 2-0, and a lot of I believe it was self-inflicted. Those were some things that we just didn't do well. To our guys' credit, I just told him, I said that was a strange game, one that we've not seen here in a while. And to your credit, you battled and you hung in there. We were able to fortunately learn a lesson in winning versus learning a lesson in a tough loss. So that's the positive side.
What's the message in that first intermission?
We went back and looked at the goals that were scored and looked at some of the things that happened. Whether we believe it or not, we can't honestly say we played as hard in that first period as we did against Notre Dame. There's just no way, and I think we were hoping and wanting things to work out our way. We weren't necessarily doing what we did against Notre Dame to allow things to work out our way. So we wanted them to get back to engaging in it and being inside the battle and not hoping things. And again, we said I can't remember a team in our league that, even when we weren't one of the better teams in the CCHA or this league, that doesn't play hard. Pretty much every night, people come and play hard, especially on Friday night. They play really hard, and I think that's a credit to our league. Everybody plays hard. Some people are better than others in certain years, but everybody plays hard. So we have to match. We have to get back to our effort. We can't control how hard anyone else plays, but we need to get back to our effort.
In terms of the offense, was tonight just kind of a matter of time and just hoping that at some point second chances start to...
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had some really, really good chances for early. I think of Cameron Wright. I mean, he had some real good looks, and somebody else a couple other guys had some real good looks. We really didn't take advantage of that first power play. We kind of just squandered that opportunity. And then, having been on that side of it before when we were early here 9 years ago, when you're a team that hasn't had a lot of success, and then you have a lead and then you give it up, and then I think once you start going, it can get away from you kind of easily. You've seen that in hockey all the time. So I think it was just a case of we were going and we were on you, and now we're playing on our toes, and they're having to defend a little bit and stuff. So hopefully it's something that will continue. We seem to have a bunch of lines going and creating, and both power play units are getting opportunities. I look at the play that the first goal of the third period was a big time play. Will Cullen to Brandon Kruse. Will Cullen beats a guy to Brandon Kruse, one-timer. That got everybody going. It was a big-time goal, real great effort. So, and then we score a shorty, and then now you're starting to go.
And then how did you think Eric played?
When it got to 3-0, there really wasn't any. I thought about maybe a timeout, but it's not like we're getting dominated. And Eric. We said in the TV timeout at 2-0, it could have been 3-0. He made a big-time save coming across with his blocker. And, they could have scored 4 in the first if he had not, made those 2 saves at 2-0. So, I mean, maybe briefly you thought about, do you just do it to change it up? But he's deserved the right to stay in there and battle regardless of how the guys in front of him are working. But I don't think, when we were down in the game, it was not Eric Dobbs' fault.
I mean, in terms of the engagement, did it seem like it was throughout the first, second, third period, like the engagement was consistent, or was it just a matter of...
We were playing a lot of guys, and maybe Barbs will be able to speak to it from the player's perspective. You didn't see the same kind of... It was a different game, right? Different opponent. You're coming off. I mean, it's a little bit of human nature. It didn't seem like we were on our toes right away, ready to just rock and roll out there. but then I think you saw us kind of get to it in the third once we started to feel good about ourselves. I mean, the emotional piece to it and the mental side of it is huge. When you're not feeling great about how you're playing, and then the other things you don't like what the ref, how he's doing, and you don't like how the other team, those kinds of things can get in the way of you getting to, the best version of yourself is how we like to talk about it. So the engagement got better as the game went on. Even in the second when we tied it up, we got guys were going. Guys started to believe and started to, hey, this is where we're at. Okay, we're here now. We're a part of this thing.
I mean, like, talk about how strange it was, but what exactly do you immediately take away from this game?
All we can do is look at it and figure out, like, how do we want to play, and what are our strengths, and what do we need to do to be successful. And going into the third period, we talked about simplifying, if anything. If we just simplify and play our way, we're going to be fine. We got away from, we were doing things in the game that we didn't necessarily do or even think about doing against Notre Dame. And it was like, well, why are we going back to that? Or what are we doing? What's the thought process there? And it's just, it's kids, and it happens. So we got back to doing what we want to do, and we were really good in the third.
Can't say we're bored.
That's good. That's good. Me either.
All right, 2 goals, 2 assists for Alex. Questions?
We asked Ty about this, but is that one of the weirdest games you've ever been involved in?
Yeah, probably pretty easily. Probably one of the strangest games. It's not often that you drop 3 goals quick and then you end up winning by 6. And so, yeah, it was strange.
I mean, does it feel like 3-0 at the time, or is it kind of just?
We knew that we could score goals quick. We've done it before this year, but we definitely were. Some guys were getting down in the locker room, and we just tried to stay positive as much as we could, and we ended up scoring. Once we got that first goal, it kind of opened the floodgates for us.
Was there a bit of a hangover from last weekend to start this game?
I don't think so. I think we had a good week of practice. I think everyone was feeling pretty good coming into the game, and then they got a couple odd man rushes. It's not like they had unbelievable amount of shots or really outplayed us by any means. They just executed on the chances they had, and good teams are going to do that.
And then, I mean, you guys get a couple of power play chances.
Mm-hmm.
You don't convert on them. So, is there anything that was changed, or did anything feel differently as opposed to the latter half of those where you were able to connect?
Major changes, no. We just we moved me from down low up into the middle, and we just kind of talked about just calm down, just play. We know what our power play can do, and we know that it can score, and we just kind of simplified, and we got a couple goals there.
You've had a really good turnaround from your freshman season.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the reason is for that?
I had a good summer. Personally, I went home and I trained really well, and I just came back and I found where I fit in the lineup, and I just tried to execute as much as I could, and I'm playing with some pretty skilled players, so I'm definitely grateful for that, and I'm just trying to contribute any way I can.
Good. Tonight, questions for Brady?
Is that the weirdest game you've ever been involved in?
Yeah, it's not a normal game for sure. I thought we played well all game though. Like, I don't really. If someone came for the first period and left, I don't think that really reflected how we played. So, it's for sure a weird one, but that's how college hockey works. So it's nice to be on the good side of things tonight.
You have a couple of chances on the power play early, and you're not able to convert on those. But I mean, from your perspective, Alex had mentioned you kind of switched him around, but is there anything that just kind of felt differently about the others that you guys were able to just hound him for the rest of the game for?
No, I think we've just been trying new things, penalty kills on other teams kind of watch video and they know what we do, so we just try to change our tendencies at times, and fortunately it worked out tonight.
Up until Notre Dame, you had a great season with assists, but now you're starting to find the net more. Has there been a change to anything you've been doing, or do you think it's just you're starting to earn those chances?
Yeah, I think I've played well up until then. Just didn't get some of the bounces at the beginning of the year, but just trying to continue to work on my shot after practice, and it's just pretty rewarding to see that goals are starting to go in. But I think it just stems from working hard and just doing the good things right.
Was it one one-timer like you scored the most satisfying goal you can?
Yeah, for sure. I don't even know the last time I scored a good one-timer like that, so it was really satisfying.
Is it kind of just I mean, is this a 9-3 to game? Obviously, you know, everybody starts racking up, but is it a 9-3 game if it's not for the depth of the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, I think we focus on working hard, and we have the guys to do that. I don't really know if it's a 9-3 game with other lineups, but just how we play and the guys we have on our team, I think any game we can easily put up 5 goals. It's just a matter of doing things right and hitting the net. And tonight, like you saw in the first period, we didn't put up 1 goal, and then 9 came after that. So I think we can do it any game. It's just doing the little things right and getting rewarded.